Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Very common question. What is a blown head gasket and what should you do about it? As you can see, I am in a salvage yard. And unfortunately, that is one option. If the vehicle is in poor condition, in need of a lot of other repairs, safety improvements, and upgrades, you might just want to junk it. But let's take a deeper dive so you can understand what a blown head gasket is and what you should do to resolve it or cut bait. I have decided to make this a three-part video. 1, what is a blown head gasket? 2, what should you do about it if you have a blown head gasket? And 3, how to prevent and what causes a blown head gasket so that you never have to experience that again. So let's get started with the facts of the matter of what is a blown head gasket. For the purpose of helping you understand what is really going on, the truth of the matter is it's really not a blown head gasket. What has happened is the head of the engine has deformed, and possibly the block of the engine has deformed as well. And because it has deformed, it is no longer flat. When the head bottom surface is no longer flat and the block surface is no longer flat, the gasket in between the head and the block is no longer providing a seal. It's not because the gasket is blown per se, as much as it is the head has overheated, and that overheating action has caused the cylinder head to warp and it's no longer flat. So when that happens, the seal is broken, and once that seal is broken, it allows different components in the engine to transfer and mix. When this transfer and mix process happens, the engine no longer functions properly. Couple things you need to know real quick. This really applies to combustion engines, like the one in this car behind me. Engines that run off of gas. You go to a gas station, you pump gas. A thing that you need to know is the engine is cooled, or the temperature is maintained primarily by coolant fluid. Some people call it antifreeze, some people call it coolant. At any rate, not splitting hairs, trying to prove a point, it's liquid that is added and flows through the radiator and through chambers of the engine. Flows through part of the cylinder head, flows through part of the block, and the purpose of that is to help the engine maintain a temperature close to 200 degrees Fahrenheit so that everything runs properly with the engine. You need coolant to stay in its proper compartments. Another thing that runs through the engine is engine oil. This engine oil is designed to lubricate moving parts in the engine. It lubricates the crank, it lubricates the cylinder walls, it lubricates valves and valve trains and cams. So this lubrication should not ever be mixed with water or coolant. It has its purpose, and the coolant has its purpose. Another thing that goes through the engine, primarily concerned is through the combustion chamber, is air. Air comes through the intake piping into the intake, goes into the combustion chamber, and this chamber is where your combustion happens. It's compressed, it's mixed with fuel and a spark, explosion happens, and then that air is pushed out through the exhaust manifold and out of the exhaust. Now, the purpose of the head gasket is to keep all of those compartments separated. It doesn't let combustion gases mix in with the coolant system. It doesn't let the coolant mix in with the oil. It doesn't let the oil mix in with the coolant. It keeps those three primary compartments separated. What I have here in my hand is a head gasket. It's like an aluminum thing with maybe a rubber coating on it, some kind of coating on it. And as you can see, there's 5 holes in this head gasket, and these 5 holes represent the amount of cylinders this car has. If you look in the motor here, you will see this shiny part. That's the part to the head. Under this line right here is the motor block. That dark part down here is the block of the motor. So you got your head on top of the block and that gasket in between. If you talk to most people, about 90% of them, maybe 95% of them, when they talk about a head gasket leak, they will talk about the leaks where the oil is mixing with the coolant, it's blowing smoke out the tailpipe, the car's running real rough. And if you try to drive a car where the oil and the coolant is mixing, sooner or later you're going to blow the engine, lock up a piston, and destroy some valves. So it's a short-term thing driving with a bad head gasket. The term blown head gasket is a little bit confusing because what has actually happened is the surface of the cylinder head and the surface of the engine block are no longer flat to where that gasket between them keeps them sealed from preventing things from mixing it with each other. I hope that helped you understand what is going on when you're told that your car has a blown head gasket. And in the next video, within the next day or two, I'll post and link on the back of this one. It'll tell you what I recommend you do if your car does have that issue and you need to make a decision. Thanks for watching. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.